Obviously playing here, great environment, the fans, the atmosphere, place you're used to playing at, indoors. A lot of that plays a big part in it. Getting off to an early start, especially noon game, that was huge for us. And just on that streak, that's something that the mentality of these guys. We've set our mind to we're trying to work for something. Last thing we're gonna do is let somebody come in our house and take that from us. So credit to those guys, all those men, just coming in focused. Honestly, credit to Mike and the schedule that we're on that allows us to feel good in these home games. I think that's a huge part of it. And then, just momentum coming off of the bye week. Obviously, we did well out there out west 2 weeks ago, but we wanted to make sure that we continued to build, and I think we did that today. We wanted to take a step in the pass game. I know that was a point for Mike. Get some more attempts out there, and the guys did a great job protecting. Getting open, just a successful win. But as I said, started off just on all three phases with the start, and that's the credit to it is the defense with the big plays, then with the touchdown, punt blocked. Guys are ready to go.
Clarence Hill, Four Star Telegram. Speaking of the start, it didn't start so well. I think you had 2 sacks, maybe 3 sacks, and they got turned away because of the illegal contact.
Thank God for that.
Yes. How did this flip? I mean, from that start with the sacks, and then for you guys to do so well in the passing game.
Yeah, I think that's an example of just like playing one play at a time. Obviously, wasn't pretty from the first play to the third or fourth play, and then able to get that, as you said, that DPI, and then just get rolling or what illegal contact is. Each play, man, each play, you've got to be locked in. You've got to be ready to go. Just take it one play at a time, and then getting the momentum, and don't think about the last. As shitty as it was or it could have been, just move forward. Stay in the present. I think the guys did that. I mean, we could have easily put our heads down and started, pouting or griping or got down on ourselves after the first couple of plays. But first one, all on me. Second, whenever the next one was, just a schemer. They kind of got us. And then after that, and I think guys do a good job of talking to each other in those situations. I know the offensive line's talking. I'm telling them, hey, that's on me. Don't think that you missed a block or you did something. Like, move on. And guys did that. That we respond to each other, we communicate, and I think that's a huge part in it. And then when you're getting rolling, as I said, that's just the same thing as, hey, one play at a time. Like, just because it was good, doesn't think that, you know what I mean? Just stay locked in and focused, and we're able to do that all night.
Second straight week, Jerry said this was your best game. What kind of rhythm are you in with this offense?
Let's make it 3 next week. I'm in a rhythm. It feels good. It goes into, talked about the system. We've talked about it at nauseum, I guess, going back to the spring, and things just really coming into play. A lot of preparation, being prepared for these games, for these opponents. A lot goes into it. And a lot of it's the other guys, so it's not just me. Part of playing this position. When other guys are playing their best, it makes you look good, and then you get, saying you're being told about you're playing your best. So we'll take it, but it's early in the year. We've got to keep rolling. As I said, we want to just keep taking this momentum, keep getting better and better, make sure that we're putting our best version of ourselves out there every week that we can, and that means taking a step. So 5-2, and looking forward to taking a step next week on the road.
Dak, Todd Archer with ESPN. You're over 80% completion rate to CD. Where does that come from?
Work, a lot of work, a lot of time put into it. Talk about depositing the work and being able to withdraw it when you need to, and you can go back into the off season. From the time we started way back in, I guess, April, maybe even before then, in my backyard, to the time that we spent in mini camp OTAs, to trips out to Atlanta. A lot of time invested, a lot of trust in that guy. He runs, he knows what I'm thinking. We're always communicating, and I think that's why when it's not going our way, it's frustrating, you know what I mean, because we put so much into it. But he's right now, we're reaping the rewards of everything that we've put into this, and it's just only going to continue to grow, because all that does is give everybody, himself, the whole team, play caller, everybody more confidence, and getting him in positions and allowing us to go to work.
Saad Yusuf, The Athletic. Dak, you guys talk a lot about complementary football, all 3 phases. That spurt from 10-3 to 26-3, Bland's pick 6, the block kick, Turpin's return, and your touchdown pass to Lamb. Just how important is that, and what did you see how the game turned from that point?
Yeah, it was a lot within a few minutes, honestly, as you said, from the pick six to the blocked punt, 2 points there to another successful drive that ended on a touchdown. Guys taking it one play at a time. I mean, I feel like I'm going to continue to say that, but that's at the end of the day, that's what you have to do. It's what you have to do in this league. You look around the league and you watch how some games go, and you've got to understand there's a lot of ebbs and flows within one game, and when you can catch it when it's hot and strike the match, it's only going to get better, and that's kind of how this team is. We've got to use that momentum that the defense gives us, and they're going to use the momentum that we get, and both sides are going to feed off of the special teams. And so, as you're saying, that's complementary football at its finest when within a couple of minutes you flip the score like that, and now you get to do it. Now we get to do what we want. You know what I mean? Go out there and be aggressive on offense and allow the defense to hunt the quarterback and get after the passing game.
As Jake kind of grows into his role as a tight end, how have you maintained that trust in him, especially on that pass on the first drive for the touchdown, and his catch on that play too?
Yeah, it was a hell of a catch, but there's a lot of trust. I mean, he said, talking to him afterwards, as soon as he saw that look, he knew, I was coming to him, and he went and made a big catch, and that's what it's about. That's how that trust continues to grow, continues to build. And as you said, he's growing into that position. He's a guy. He's a big-time player. We expect a lot of him. This whole team does. Obviously, you saw he was a captain today, broke down the team. He's got a lot of energy, a lot of stuff to bring to this team. And so for us, it's just about, giving him more responsibilities and allowing him to really embrace that and know what he means to this team. And he's done a hell of a job at it, and he'll only get better. I can promise you that.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. Dak, you talked about wanting to get Brandon Cooks involved. He has 2 touchdowns in his last 2 games after not having any in his first 4. What has changed or evolved in your relationship with him in the passing game?
I mean, he's a guy that's come in and done everything right from day one. As I just said a couple of weeks ago, that I just think he'll start reaping the benefits of the work that he's put into this, what he means to this team. And he's a guy that's played a lot of ball, has a lot of experience. That last touchdown, I didn't honestly know the conversation until afterwards, but that's a play that he went to Mike and told him, hey, I guarantee you this will work because of past plays of running something similar and complementary from that play that allowed us to take the shot on that DB. So it's a guy that has a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, communicates well, and and that touchdown was huge. I mean, he did exactly what he said he was going to do. Said he promised Mike, hey, if you call this, it's going to be good. And from the time that play came in, I knew it was going to be good. That's a play that we've had success at going way back to the spring. Honestly, might have been the first one I threw him in training camp or even before then. And so, the guy does everything the right way. And he's going to continue to do that and be a big-time player for us. And all the rest of the stuff just comes.
Jacob Dedmore, the ticket. The last 2 games, you've gotten your legs a lot more involved in the offensive attack. How much of that has been a concerted effort versus just feel for the game?
I mean, it goes into the preparation of the week. Yeah, I've made the effort, been conscious about it throughout the week, watching film, understanding who we're playing. As I said a few weeks ago out there in San Fran, that was something that I took away from that game is I've got to get that going. It just benefits everybody. I mean, it benefits the offensive line. They'll start rushing different, make blocks easier on them, gets guys open off of their breaks. And I've been very conscious of it. But in the same sense, it's a preparation thing. It's not just something I'm coming out here and doing for the first time. Happens at practice. We're getting reps at it at practice. Guys are understanding how crucial those moments are for us. And as I said, that's an extension of the play, and really the second play begins. And so, as long as they're giving me lanes, as long as that's happening, that's me listening to my feet as we've talked about, and playing the game. So it's a little 50-50.
Dak Edwarder, ESPN.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. The guy over here was
Gotcha.
giving me thumbs up. I feel like giving me a little love back there.
This is the second game this season where you've scored in all 3 phases.
Yeah, for sure.
The only team in the NFL to do that. What is it that allows this team to do that at any point in the game?
Coaching for one. I mean, give credit where where it's due. We've got great coaches. We got great coaches that attack the scheme. They give us a great game plan each and every week. Obviously on all three phases of the game, and really could have been another one with Terp, right? I mean, dynamic players on offense and on special teams, getting these guys in space And then on defense, just being hungry, being able to attack the quarterback, make him throw off schedule, make him throw in lanes or in tight situations. And we've got playmakers. I mean, we go back way to the spring talking about when I would tell you guys I'm playing the best defense in the league. It's iron sharpens iron. And they gave me a lot of headaches way back then and then still do when we go best on best in practice. So, I mean, it's credit to the scheme and its guys believing in the coaches and just going out there and doing what's asked of them at the highest level. And so it's a great situation that we've got going right now between the players, the coaches, and just all three phases, trusting in one another and understanding that we're all going to do our job and what's required of us.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Dak, how important were those cross-the-hall meetings during the bye week and the discussion with CD after the 49er game to kind of get you guys going a little bit?
Yeah, the across the hall is one of the best things that we do. Obviously, there's not a lot of time that you have, and you can implement that in your schedule. But that's one of the best things that we do, whether it been the red zone, something that the quarterbacks and Coach Joe Witt were hard on, went in and tried to, he dissected us from a defensive coordinator's point of view and gave us some good things. And that thing's just all around awesome. Then the conversation with CD, as I said, that was just doubling down and making sure he understands and we understand, like, dude, we put a lot of work into this. Like, don't get frustrated. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't allow people to see your frustration of when things aren't going our way. That's the National Football League. None of this is going to be easy, but that's when we've got to be better. That's when we've got to trust one another more. And as we talked about it then, and he said it, these were his words. Nobody's worked harder than us or put more work in than us in the offseason. And as I said, these last two games have been a big vision of that, I guess, or big picture of that. And it's only going to get better. We're only going to continue to work. We're only going to continue to communicate with one another. Mike's doing a great job of putting him in positions to create matchups and, trying to peak.
One more, if I can, your initial thoughts. You got a big one next week at Philly.
Sure.
You had one a couple weeks ago against 49ers. We know what happened there. Just your thoughts about another big game against a title contender.
Excited for it. Anytime you play Philly, obviously in-division rival, know them well. They know us well. Last year, getting to play them, I guess, and then Jalen wasn't playing, and then vice versa. When he's playing, I wasn't playing. Excited for this matchup. It's fun. And anytime you go to Philly, it makes it just a little bit more, a little bit more fun. So excited for it. Yeah, excited for it. Going to enjoy this win. Great that it was an early game. Get to enjoy it for the day, and then turn the page tomorrow. And we understand what's ahead of us.
Elwin Henderson, Gilbert Mayor, Dak. Obviously, you can feel the confidence this team has. Would you say that you feel better about this team now than you have since you came to Dallas?
It's a good call. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm also older and understand a lot more than maybe other years and in the past when we've had teams. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely things that we've got to get better on. Things we got to improve. A lot of meat left on the bone out there, and I guess you can say in a win like that, how's that? But red zone interception, a play here, a play there. There's always going to be a couple of plays that leave you scratching your head and losing a little bit of sleep over. But that's only going to make you get better. And as I always tell you, we're the biggest critics of ourselves. So we're going to continue to look at ourselves and evaluate, see where we can improve on our strengths and lessen our weaknesses. And so, there's a lot of meat on the bone left in this team. And but we're getting some big wins. We're doing it in a great fashion, complimentary. But yeah, sure, definitely feel great about this team. And I think it begins really with the men, the leadership, and then the young talent that we have. It's a great combination of both. And as I alluded to earlier, the coaching. We got great coaching. And so just putting all that together, continuing to try to build, create momentum, and put our best football out there. We'll continue to do that, and the confidence will continue to grow.
Dak, Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. Walking to the locker room behind DaRon, you said he's that guy. He set a franchise record today for 3 pick sixes in the season with a lot more football to play. Can you talk about how special it is for him to not only translate from year 1 to year 2, but also moving positions from nickel to boundary and being able to do that?
Yeah, that's why I said he's that guy. Not a lot of guys being able to move positions like that and make the impact that he's been able to make. Obviously, when you lose a guy like Trayvon, people wonder. Then when a guy like that steps in and he says, "Hey, I'm here and I'm here to play," that's important. That's huge. And he's a mature dude. He's a mature man that prepares the right way, does everything throughout the week. You know, he's not a big rah-rah, even talks much, to be honest with you. But he does it within his play on the field. He does it at practice. As I told y'all, from day one, going back to when he showed up, he made some plays on me that, you know, that you said this guy knows what he's looking at. This guy knows what he's doing. He's confident in himself. He trusts breaking at the right time, making the right plays, and he's only going to get better. He's young, and because he's approaches the game the right way, he's only going to see more things that he feels confident in jumping. And on the other side, he's got a guy like Stephon to teach him. So he's been impressive, and this is only the beginning.
Last two. Seeing DeMarcus Ware going to the Ring of Honor, what does that mean for you guys to see somebody like that go in the Ring of Honor?
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, coming back in from halftime, passing all those guys, yeah, that was a cool moment in the sense, you know, telling DeMarcus congratulations, obviously knowing he went to the Hall of Fame this year, and then coming back out of half and seeing Charles Haley, Drew Pearson, Roger. Yeah, it's awesome. You know, it's special. That's a guy that I grew up being a Cowboys fan, watching and understanding the impact that he's made on this game, on this organization. So happy for him, proud of him. But, yeah, I mean, when you see guys like that in the midst of a game, back and forth, you know, it can only spark something good in you, you know what I mean, and excite you a little bit more. And so it was cool for that moment, as I said, coming in and out of halftime, seeing all of those guys.
To the Eagles game, certainly we're going to build it up, you know, showdown, NFC.
Are you?
It's a big game, but I don't know, did y'all learn anything from the approach to the 49ers game? Jerry said he learned. He quit talking about it. But I don't know, did y'all learn anything from how y'all approach the 49ers game to take into your approach maybe to this Eagles game?
I don't believe what you just said.
But Jerry did say he didn't want to talk about the Eagles because he's learned his lesson, so.
He didn't want to poke the bear.
He didn't want to poke the bear, is what he said.
Pour honey on me, I always say that, you know. You see me and a bear in a fight, pour honey on me. So he can poke it. It's part of it. It's part of the National Football League. Whether we talk or not, we know what's ahead of us. Great opponent. Excited for it. Obviously, opponent we're familiar with, vice versa. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, I know you guys are going to build it up. Obviously, you know, it's part of it. It's your guys' job. And as you should in a big game like this, big rival, division game, obviously down the road, this game, it means something and will mean something as we get further down the line in the season. And so, trust me, the guys in the locker room, myself, we know what this game means. We're not going to compare this to 2 weeks ago. Obviously, yeah, we learned a lot about that, but not to say, in a sense, that's apples and oranges. You know what I mean? Like, it's a big game. Don't for a second, even want to compare that, to be honest with you. And I know the men that we have. I know how we're going to prepare. I know how we're going to approach the week. And yeah, it's a matchup we're looking forward to. I can promise you that in Philly. Thank you.